Playworks is a national nonprofit that partners with elementary schools, districts, and youth development organizations to create safer, more inclusive experience on playgrounds across the country.
It's challenging to find the exact fit for Playworks because we are a unique organization. We're looking for someone who has youth development experience, who can jump in, be silly, have fun with the kids. But when we get the right fit, it makes all the difference.
I first learned about Playworks through LinkedIn. I'm the type of person who can't sit behind a desk. I would prefer to be running around and having fun.
LinkedIn for Nonprofits helps nonprofit organizations hire, campaign, fundraise, and develop their talent. As a tech company, we feel really strongly that we need to be using our assets for good.
LinkedIn's platform allows us to project our creative, our fun, our playful image on our career page and in our job postings so that when candidates come through our door, they already know what to expect.
The biggest thing that we're trying to help nonprofit organizations do is take the groundswell that they're building at the community level and amplify that through the LinkedIn network.
Our coaches are not only teaching these students how to play, but they're also teaching them how to win and lose with grace, how to communicate, how to socialize.
When I step out onto that playground, I know that I'm really having an impact on these kids. It's amazing.
Because of the talent that LinkedIn has helped us identify, we are literally mobilizing the power of play to bring out the best in millions across the country.
Are we live? Of course we're live. Happy Monday. Hello and welcome to another LinkedIn live stream. Tell me if you can hear me, and of course if I'm projecting well. And as usual, we have a question of the day. Tell us where you're watching from. Put the flag of your country in the comment section. We're going to be talking today about how to hire a Rockstar fundraiser or donor relations manager. Hence the guitar, hence the Rockstar hat. Can you hear me? Are you online? And who's watching? Let's see if we got people already in the comment section that are excited to be here. Today we're live streaming directly onto LinkedIn and of course onto YouTube so that we can help our community understand how to get new economic opportunities. Let's see if we got people that are online already. Yes, we got LinkedIn users that are watching already. Fantastic. Well, if this is the first time you're watching a LinkedIn live stream with me, then it's only normal that I should introduce myself. My name is Stuart Samkange. I work here at LinkedIn helping colleges, universities, polytechnics, and higher educational institutions help students get skills for jobs. And what's more, skills for entrepreneurship. But today's live stream is on a totally different tangent. Today's live stream will be specifically talking about how your institution can get itself the best talent out there for business development, for donations, for gifts, for fundraising for the cause that your institution has. And I'm not doing this alone. I've got a co-host who will be joining me, and I think I should bring him on screen, but only with your help. So if you are watching, anybody out there watching, if you are watching, then definitely please get into the chats, get into those reactions, and help me welcome my co-host, the one and only Marius.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Marius, how you doing?
Good, Stuart. Thank you for having me here today.
Excellent. I see you got your Rockstar look on, and today you're ready to help me co-host this session and moderate some of the questions we'll be getting in the chats, right?
The LinkedIn Blue just for you.
LinkedIn Blue just for me. Marius, please help me shout out and recognize some of the people who are watching this live and who are jumping into our comments. So let's say hello to a couple of people that are watching from Kenya. You want to say hello to Sheila there?
Hey, Sheila, Clemencia. Hey, Sammy. Thanks for joining today. And our 14 all of our people who are watching on the other side of the world and in the continent.
Wow, we got people from around the continent, as you can see already, Marius, and of course from around the globe. Because as I was just saying to the audience before I brought you on screen, Marius, in terms of scope, we're looking at talking, of course, to those who are in colleges, universities, hospitals, schools, non-profits, social enterprises, and helping them identify and find the best talent to fundraise and to manage donor relations. Are you ready, Marius?
Absolutely.
All right, then, Marius, you keep watching the chat. You stop me when we've got questions coming through. But right now, I want to get into the crux of today, which is, of course, how we go about identifying this talent. And not just identifying this talent, how you, if you're a job seeker right now, you can get access to these economic opportunities. All right, I'm just going to get rid of some of the titles we've got right there and get into the crux of the matter of how we can help your organization find this talent. I'm not doing this alone. I've got a team right behind me that is going to be engaging with you and helping you as we go on this journey. So after this event, I will be sharing, of course, these slides that we're using today and, of course, the contact details of the various regional people who can help you. So if you're in East Africa, reach out to Nelly. If you're in West Africa, Tunde. If you're in South Africa, to Marius. If you're in Sub-Saharan Africa, you've got Crispin to reach out to. And of course, if you're in Central Eastern Europe, Southern Eastern Europe, Turkey, Poland, Greece, Israel, and Cyprus, get a hold of me. All right, it's time to shine, as you always hear me say. And here's what you can expect for today. We're going to be talking a little bit about how LinkedIn is supporting nonprofits on their mission. Then we'll talk about why organizations need fundraisers and what they're looking for in terms of the role and the impact and results fundraisers can bring into their organizations. As recruiters, as hiring managers, we will be showcasing what are the skills that are needed in order for these roles to come to life and to deliver on the mandates that you have for them. Then we'll be talking about how you can interview. What are the top 3 questions that will give you an insight about the hard skills, the behavioral, and some of the essential soft skills required for someone to be successful in this role. Then I'm going to give you a sneak preview of how recruiters hire for these roles, how they plan, how they search, and how ultimately they find you. So if you are a job seeker, then you're definitely in the right place. If you are an HR manager or a recruiter, or you're in fundraising, or you're in donor relations, or you are in alumni relations, you're trying to raise money for bursaries, etc., you are definitely on the right live stream, because we're going to be covering how you identify that talent. And of course, like I said, if you're looking to transition into a new role or a new opportunity, working in academia, working in hospitals, or working in nonprofits, then you're definitely also on the right stream. All right, let's get back to what we're looking to cover. And of course, I promised you that we'll start off by talking about how LinkedIn is supporting institutions that are non-profits. In terms of supporting institutions that are nonprofit, LinkedIn has set up a ton of resources, free resources. And what's more, for the solutions that help activate, engage, and hire talent, some of these which I'll be showing today, these are coming to you at a discounted rate. LinkedIn is aware that you're working in the nonprofit space. So in terms of some of the pricing that we normally give out to commercial organizations, this is coming discounted. Doubting me? Well, let me show you some numbers that might make you bring this message to life. Number one, there is a fast growing community of professionals like yourselves in the nonprofit space on LinkedIn, well over 26 million. And that's 26 million out of 900 million members on LinkedIn. In terms of organizations, similar to you, similar to your setup, we have over 1 million organizations that are nonprofit operating on LinkedIn. And here's that numbers I was talking about, the discounted products that we've been able to extend to well over 3,500 organizations in the year 2022. They saved over 215 million. If you're not convinced, let's talk after this. In terms of what are the solutions that they've been able to benefit from? Well, they've leveraged our recruiter tools to find talent, to find donors, to know who are the stakeholders that are absolutely important in order for them to achieve their missions. They've leveraged LinkedIn jobs. Did you know there's over 11 million jobs on LinkedIn and that every single minute, 8 people are being hired? We're doing this live stream specifically to turn a light on the opportunities for fundraisers and donor relations managers because these jobs exist in your geography and outside of your location. As we look for jobs these days, is to look locally, is to look for jobs that I can do locally for a remote company, and to look for economic opportunities in geographies that I'm looking to migrate to. So, as nonprofits, as hospitals, as higher educational institutions, they're leveraging our recruiter tools to find talent, our jobs platform to post out these jobs and opportunities, and they're leveraging something called career pages to tell their story. Why work for us? Who works here? Who will you report to? What's our culture? What's our values? What are our benefits? What does our infrastructure look like? What do our offices look like? These are all questions that candidates have. And of course, we're here to help you partner and tell a great story of your institution so that you can attract the best talent to come and work for you. But the crown jewel from LinkedIn is Talent Insights. And I'm going to be giving you a sneak preview at the end of this of how recruiters and top organizations are leveraging Talent Insights to go out there, identify talent, build better external relationships, get to understand where their alumni are, and connect up with donors. Moving right ahead, like I said, if you're in HR, if you're in recruitment, if you're in alumni or donor relations, there's going to be an opportunity for you after this call to connect up with subject matter professionals here at LinkedIn and, of course, within our partner community, Turn Left Media, in terms of assisting you on this journey. We said we'd start off by clarifying why you'd want to hire a fundraiser. We want to hire a fundraiser for our organization because our fundraisers are essential to the sustainability of our organizations. Don't get it twisted. It's cause selling, cause marketing. It's selling in its bare essence. Understanding, building relationships with customers, solving problems, being transparent about how we're using donor funds, engaging and communicating with our stakeholders, our donors, those who give us gifts, endowments, research, grants, those who give us finances that keep our organizations running. This is the very essential of why we want to hire them. But why am I sharing this with you? Because as you journey out to identify fundraisers or any other role, LinkedIn is there to help you define what would be the skills, what would be the things you interview for, and what would be some of the things you would look out for as a best practice to ensure that you get absolutely the best talent. Let's move right along and see some of the other resources that will be available to us. I shared this on Friday when I was talking about this live stream. So in order for me to prepare, right? And of course, you know me, I'm always saying this, make time for learning. In order to prepare for this live stream, I started investing time on LinkedIn Learning to understand the world of nonprofits, the world of fundraisers, the world of donor relations, managers, some of the objections, some of the tactics, some of the strategies that actually work in this space. Well, life or the universe was speaking. As soon as I finished doing a course and I was posting out this very event that you're watching, the minute I clicked upload, I heard a doorbell, went to the door, and guess what? There was a real life fundraiser there at the door. I let him do his pitch. And of course, after he'd finished his pitch, he saw me laughing. He said, "What's going on, Stuart?" I said, "Here's the thing, Dylan. I've just finished doing some training on this and I'm preparing to do this live stream." And I hope Dylan has joined us. And of course, some of his colleagues at Oxfam have joined this live stream. I gave. Here's the thing: if you want to work in a sector, if you want to understand it, and of course, if it's tied to your purpose, your passion, and the things you care about, give. That's the best way to understand this sector. So if it's bursaries or it's another ask for help financially, give. And of course, from that giving, you'll get to understand it a lot better. Nevertheless, I thought I'd share that little bit of a tidbit with you in terms of life imitating art or art imitating life. And of course, the message being make time for learning. In terms of making time for learning and going on with our conversation, here are the skills that recruiters look for when they're trying to hire fundraisers. Some of the skills that are required are, of course, understanding how to fundraise, how to market, how to build relationships, understanding how to communicate, how to manage budgets. These will be some of the key priority skills that recruiters would go out looking for. And of course, there's some preferences here in terms of your degrees, your certification, and skills and experience that you would need to showcase for you to get access to these economic opportunities. We're helping recruiters, hiring managers, and those of you who lead donor funding understand the skills that are essential in order for you to find the best talent out there. And if you are a job seeker, here's how we're helping you get access to these jobs. As a job seeker, the opportunity exists for you on your LinkedIn profile right now to go to the jobs tab, to set up and use the filters there to identify the jobs you're interested in, the types of jobs, the types of institutions, the types of skills that you have. You can then go search for these jobs, set up these filters, and LinkedIn will notify you when these economic opportunities become available. But what's more, you can go one step further and put in to your profile the open to work badge. You can activate that badge so that recruiters and hiring managers, some of them who are right here on this session, you start networking with them and showing them that you're open to work, telling them the types of industries, the types of roles, the type of work. Are you volunteering full time? Are you doing this as contract work? Telling them where you are on your journey. So there you are, just addressed from one side, from a recruitment side, the skills that we're looking for, and then now from an individual perspective, if you're a job seeker, how you can identify and search for these jobs. Let's turn it back to the recruiter side. As a recruiter or as an institution, as a nonprofit, as a hospital, as an academic institution, you need to tell your story. Your story in terms of who we are as an organization and what we're hiring for and the sort of impact results that we're looking for from the individual or individuals that we're looking to hire. I specifically now wanted to share with you how LinkedIn supports you in identifying this talent by specifically looking at what it takes to write a credible, impactful job description for fundraisers. Now, I know there's a lot to take in on this slide, and as I said, you will be getting access to these slides. I'm going to give you a QR code at the end of this event where you can get access to this content. But here's what I wanted you to walk away from this live streaming knowing. I wanted you to understand that LinkedIn is partnering up with higher educational institutions, nonprofits, hospitals, social enterprises, NGOs to help you identify the best talent. And we're doing this by looking at what are the skills, what are the experiences, and the qualifications that other institutions have looked for when they're looking for similar talent. We help you by providing job title descriptions or job description. It's Monday morning. Hold on a sec, folks. Time for a bit of a coffee break here. We help. There we go. Right back to it. We help you outline the key things to look for in talent, whether it be from how we tell our story in terms of the job itself, the objectives and the expectations for the role, the responsibilities that will come with the role, and of course, some of the critical skills that are required and qualifications for one to be fit for this role. What's more, We then also help you understand what are the preferred skills, the skills that would really stand out and help you shortlist talent. If you're a job seeker, did you know, and this is an important one here, if you're a job seeker, did you know that when you add certificates onto your profile, you are increasing your chances of being hired, shortlisted by 9%? And that if you do a skills assessment, which is just going one step a little bit further there, if you do a skills assessment for a role, here's what's going to happen. You're increasing your chances of being shortlisted and hired by a further 20%. Just with those two things, you're giving yourself a 29% added advantage of recruiters shortlisting you and bringing you on for these economic opportunities. Whoa, that's worth a break. Marius, are we connected? Are people engaged? And do we have questions? And of course, let me bring you back onto the live stream.
Everybody is engaged. We've seen the numbers go up. We've got people from Nairobi, Cape Town, South Africa, Togo, everywhere coming in. No questions yet. So
Excellent.
if anybody is joining, please give us a shout if you have any questions.
Awesome. And I'm seeing some good friends here. Nelly, who I said, of course, will be helping you if you're in East Africa. And I see some friends from the industry. Priya, how are you doing? And how is Cape Town? Whoa, we got representation from everywhere. Isn't this just wonderful? We're going to turn back to some of these comments a little bit later on. But let us continue with our narrative in terms of how to identify this talent and how you, if you're a job seeker right now, how you can get access to these economic opportunities. Next, in terms of finding talent, we need to interview talent. And when we interview talent, we're typically testing against three things. We're testing against, of course, behavioral. We're testing against essential soft skills. And we're testing against the hard skills required for this job, for this role. I want to cover 4 fundraisers, the top 3 questions in each one of these sections. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this so that you, as HR, as recruiters, as hiring managers, can see how LinkedIn supports you on this journey in terms of interviewing, shortlisting, and identifying the best talent. I'm doing this also so that you, as a job seeker, can also learn and prepare for what interviews will look like if you're interested in the economic opportunities for fundraisers. So, what are some of the questions that are the best 3 hard skill questions to ask fundraisers? Number 1, how do you scout for potential donors? How do you forge lasting relationships with them? Now, what are we testing for here? We're testing for here to find out if our prospects invest themselves in understanding our donors. If our candidates take time to read annual reports from similar people in this space. If our candidates are drawing from previous experience they might have had in this space. And what's more, we're trying to hear for those strong answers that highlight that our candidates have the ability to consistently communicate and engage our donors. This is an important skill if we want to succeed. Next, discuss with me your experience creating digital fundraising campaigns. Now, you and I both know the world around us has transformed, and the need to leverage digital platforms in order to raise funds for our nonprofit, for our academic institution, for our social enterprise is important. So, what we are testing for here in terms of hard skills is if our candidate has invested in understanding how to leverage digital platforms, if our candidate has got examples, if our candidate has already got a digital footprint. Digital footprint. So the things you're doing on LinkedIn, the things you're doing on Twitter, the things you're doing on your blog, those are the things that bring digital credibility, that help hiring managers and recruiters understand that you're already invested in this space. So if I can see a flourishing blog or I can see a trail of tweets, or I can see content you're sharing on this professional platform called LinkedIn that speaks to fundraising, then your credibility in my eyes has just risen. So I'm testing out with this question to understand how modernized my fundraiser is. The third and the last hard skills question I might ask a candidate is share with me an idea. Share with me an idea for my institution, how you would execute it on fundraising. What am I asking for? I'm asking to see if the candidate has taken time to research and understand how we as an organization operate. Now, my institution might be a university, and we're trying to raise funds to support students in needs. So I'm trying to understand if you've done a bit of research to see some of the campaigns we've run, if you understand who our target donors are, if you're able to add new ideas to some of the things we've done in the past to enhance those, to deliver more funds, more donations, and more gifts to our institution. So that's why we ask that hard question, to understand how much you know about our organization and how much you're invested in researching it. Next, we look at top behavioral interview questions. The question you might be posed with is, tell me more about your experience working alongside board members during previous fundraising efforts. What are we testing for here? We're testing here to understand how much experience that candidate has had in working with board members, in leveraging our board members to help us strategically raise funds for our institution or for the institutions they represented in the past. We're testing for here the experience of that individual, not only to work with board members to come out with programs and strategic initiatives to help us raise funds, but to also understand your collaborative and your leadership and your organizational skills. So it's important that you prepare for this behavioral question if you want to proceed on to the next stage of the interview. My second top behavioral interview question in terms of hiring a fundraiser might be, think about and tell me about the last time you won over a reluctant donor. Why am I asking this question? I'm asking this question because I know in the role that you're going to be taking as a fundraiser, you're going to have to deal with rejection. You're going to have to demonstrate tenacity. You're going to have to demonstrate business intelligence that says, all right, I've been pushing along this. Now it's time to walk away and focus on other opportunities. And in other cases, to be tenacious, to be multi-threading and saying, well, I know this organization can give. Maybe I'm not working with the right strategic stakeholder, and there's others that I can work with. So this is why this behavioral question is asked in terms of understanding how you have won over objections that you would typically receive in a day-to-day capacity of this role. The next question that you might be asked from a behavioral perspective is, maybe tell me about your most recent fundraising campaign. And did you accomplish what you wanted? Right? So what am I asking for here? I'm asking for experience. I'm asking for results. I'm asking for impact. I'm asking for you to tell me a story. So when you're prepared to meet with hiring managers and recruiters, you're able to tell a credible story with facts, data, figures, and insights from that story. And also, I'm looking for you to be authentic. When I ask, was it successful from day one? I'm specifically trying to get you to tell me which are some of the learnings you've had. Yes, not everything works perfect. Some of the things don't always go perfectly. So share those with me and tell me what you've learned and how you're going to change going forward. Top behavioral questions to be asking our candidates. Let's move on to the last section, which is how we test for soft skills. Now, I just came back on camera because this is important. A lot of us call it soft skills, but they are essential soft skills. And like I said, when we look at our own profiles, if we are candidates, if we're those people transitioning from other roles in higher education, or we're salespeople looking to get into fundraising and donor relations and cause selling and cause marketing, if we are in that space, then the onus is on us to update our profiles. Update your profiles so that recruiters can understand the essential soft skills that you have. Leadership, time management, collaboration, all those matter because they'll be expected in the role that you're playing. So make time for learning, right? Make time for learning. Let's get back to our narrative and see how this comes to life in terms of the interview process. So you might be asked to tell us the last time you displayed leadership skills. And what we're listening out for here is examples of previous work experience where you've either done it at school, in a volunteer capacity, in your previous role, where you started the journey of being a fundraiser, leading, getting volunteers to come on your cause, and of course, organizing and measuring results at the end of your initiative. A second question that you might be asked is, of course, how you keep donor information organized. What are they looking for here? Your organizational skills. What are they looking for here? Your time management skills, your prioritization skills. What are they looking for here? How you manage information, sensitive information about donors. How you manage it, how you treat it. Because again, when we're working for these institutions that are looking for fundraisers and donor relations managers, we are given a great responsibility to be custodians of data for our donors, those who give for philanthropic causes and endowments, etc. All of this information is sensitive. And what's more, the very same donors that we're going to be reaching out to are going to be the same donors that we'll be looking for to get referrals of like-minded professionals and leaders that can give to our cause. So it's important that how we manage and maintain this information and also manage relationships with these donors is what's going to make us successful as individuals and make us successful as institutions. The next question you might be asked in terms of our second question when they're looking for soft skills is for you to tell the story of what drew you and what got your particular interest in us as an organization. Why us? Tell me the story. What do you know about us? What do you know about our cause? How are you personally aligned to it? Do you give in this area? How have you invested in learning more about our industry or knowing more about our cause? Are you on groups on LinkedIn that are associated with our cause? Because guess what? There's over 1.5 million groups on LinkedIn for like-minded professionals like yourself. Are you investing in learning skills that are aligned to our sector? Are you following us on LinkedIn? And are you following those in like-minded industry or sectors, or those who are also supporting like-minded causes? Because your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room, right? Your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. So what story is your personal brand telling as a job seeker? What personal stories are you telling that bring credibility, that highlight the results that you've had, that highlight the impact that you've delivered? That story tell your community about what you're doing. So this is why we ask you this question, and this is how you as a job seeker can prepare, and this is how you as a recruiter can start testing for these essential soft skills. Now, we've covered all the questions that are top 3 in terms of hard skills, in terms of behavioral questions, and of course, in terms of essential soft skills. Now, I told you that, of course, today we're talking about the opportunity to hire fundraisers and donor relations managers. I won't take you through the full narrative of donor relations managers, but I just want to highlight a couple of things. And again, make the message clear that LinkedIn is here to support you in terms of defining the why of why we bring them in defining the preferred skills the skills that we take for granted that should come with this candidate. And then, of course, more so, the skills that we should be looking out for and the skills that will deliver impact. Now, in terms of how we help at LinkedIn, in terms of you as an institution to find this talent, and not just to find this talent, some of the solutions I talked about today will also be used in terms of finding donors, in terms of finding those who can give to our organization as an institution or as an individual, and those who can help us get access to those who can give to our institutions. But specifically for those of you who are looking to bring this talent into your organization, here's a key message for you. LinkedIn and our partners, Turn Left Media, and of course, you met Marius a little bit earlier on. We're here to help you in terms of finding this talent, hiring this talent, and of course, developing this talent once it comes in. I promised you a sneak preview a little bit earlier on in terms of how recruiters will go out there and find you. When recruiters are looking to find you, they will leverage LinkedIn Recruiter as a platform to identify you. What am I showing on screen right now? I'm showing you some of the filters that recruiters use in order to find you. This is important as a job seeker because now you know what they're looking for and some of the things they use to find you. And then, if you are a recruiter, if you are a hiring manager, if you are a talent acquisition professional, here's the message for you. Here's some of the ways that you can find talent using our recruiter platform. And if you're in alumni relations, or you are a fundraiser, or you are a donor relations manager, I've seen people using this platform as well to identify stakeholders, because the filters here allow us to be targeted in terms of identifying those that we need and those that can bring impact. We're nearly at the end of this live stream, so get your questions ready. I said I would also give you a sneak preview of how else the best recruiters, the best organizations are going out there to identify talent. Talent as candidates, talent as alumni, talent as in our donors, those who fund us, talent as in organizations that can support our cause. They're leveraging not just the recruiter platform, they're also leveraging LinkedIn's Talent Insights. Never heard about LinkedIn's Talent Insights? Yeah? A lot of us haven't heard about it because this is a subscription tool that is made available to organizations, nonprofits, hospitals, higher educational institutions, universities, colleges, you name it. This platform is made available to you so that you can understand talent, trends, attrition, hiring, skills, and who else is hiring in this space. So with Talent Insights, here I've given you a bit of a snapshot. When institutions use this, they're getting to understand where you are as talent, how many are open to opportunities, where you're working right now, how long you tend to stay in organizations. These insights are helping organizations identify talent and speed up the process of recruitment whilst saving money in terms of recruitment. What's more, in terms of Talent Insights, they can go further into looking at, of course, talent, getting to understand who's actually creating this talent. Where does this talent sit? What skills does it have? How long will this talent stay with me? Which industries are thriving? Which industries are losing talent? There's so much more that institutions are getting from a talent insights perspective when it comes to identifying candidates and people like yourself who are out there as job seekers. So if you are a recruiter, if you are an HR professional, get in touch. What's more, if you're an alumni relations, donor relations, fundraising, they're leveraging this platform to identify stakeholders that can give. Earlier on, I gave an example. If I'm a university, I want to know who in my alumni is in a leadership role. Where are they? Which industries? How do I reach out to them? So I leverage both Talent Insights and LinkedIn Recruiter to reach out to these people who are alumni to my institution to raise funds. So if you are in donor relations, if you are in alumni relations, if you are in fundraising and you want to understand how to leverage LinkedIn's insights into talent, definitely get in touch. And I will be giving, of course, like I said, links of the people you can get in touch with after the session on in terms of us having a one-on-one session. Lastly, I just wanted to highlight that from a talent insights perspective, you're able to look up organizations. As an institution, we're looking to raise money. And we're looking to raise that money or funds from other institutions or organizations that give. Well, with Talent Insights, we're able to look at insights and understand those organizations better than the people who will be sitting across on the other side of the table. What do I mean? I mean, by leveraging Talent Insights, we will be able to deep dive into that particular organizations. Who are they? How are they set up? What are some of the roles in that organization? What are their talent trends? Are they hiring? Are they thriving? Are they not? And as an organization, where the people that work there, where did they study? Can I leverage those relationships? The people who are working there, which locations are they based in? And are they in a capacity to have the kind of conversation that I want to have as a fundraiser? So Talent Insights can be used for multiple use cases from a fundraiser, donor relations perspective. But what's more, if you are a recruiter, imagine the possibilities of looking up organizations where you want to hire specific talent from. Being able to look at world-class leading organizations, the talent they have, the skills they have, and of course, your ability to engage that talent and bring that talent over to your organization by telling your compelling story as an organization. As I said, in preparation for this live stream, I did invest time in learning. I spent a little bit of time there investing time in understanding nonprofits, how to fundraise, how to leverage digital media to communicate and to engage. Why am I sharing this with you? I'm sharing this with you because if anything, I want you to walk away from this live stream, whether you're a recruiter, whether you're a job seeker, whether you're alumni relations, whether you are a fundraiser or donor relations, if anything, I want you to walk away with the notion of making time for learning. If you're not in the job market yet or looking for a new opportunity, or if you are looking to become a better recruiter or a better hiring manager, LinkedIn has content available for all of us. 18,000 courses available for all of us to learn the critical skills to be rockstar professionals. I'm going to throw a question out there as I wrap up in terms of the question of the day, and maybe you can help me define this as we prepare to take in your questions, is what makes a professional rock star? What makes a professional rock star? Yeah? Help us answer that question as we wrap up this session and as I give you the final resources that you will need. So thank you very much for staying engaged throughout this session. And of course, if you've got questions, chuck them into the comments. Marius is waiting there, of course. And if you want, of course, these slides and other resources, links to, of course, how you can find out more how LinkedIn supports nonprofits, links to how you can find out more about our recruitment solutions, links to how you can find out more about Talent Insights, well, scan the QR code. If not the QR code, as you can see on screen, here are your regional contacts. So going from left to right, we've got Nelly in East Africa, Tunde in West Africa, we've got Marius in South Africa, Crispin helping us with opportunities in Sub-Saharan Africa. And of course, like I said, if you're in Central Eastern Europe or Southern Eastern Europe, Turkey, Israel, Greece, Malta, or Cyprus, then get in touch with me and we can help you. So scan the code. And of course, let's set up a discovery session. Let's set up time for us to have a discussion in terms of your specific requirements, whether it's hiring, whether it's planning, whether it is engaging talent that you want to bring in, or alternatively, whether it is us getting together to help you leverage LinkedIn's data to find the donors that can give to your cause, to help you market your institution, to help your brand go out there so that it can work for you 24/7 with the stakeholders that you need in order to be successful. I hope you found this live stream engaging and that you found this live stream informative, both as a job seeker and also as an HR professional, recruiter, or hiring manager. If you're looking to transform your organization, it starts today. And it starts with you getting support from LinkedIn and, of course, some of the partners that I have put up on screen. So scan that QR code. And, of course, we're asking you, this is digital. I've been talking here. I feel like I'm talking to myself, but I know you're there. So if you are watching, show some love. You've got reaction buttons on your screen. Show some love as I bring back Marius and see if we got any questions as we close off this live stream. So, Marius, welcome back. You good?
Thanks, Stuart. Great to be back. We have got a few questions. Came in at the tail
Awesome.
end of the session. So,
Awesome.
first one is from Catherine.
All right.
How do people transition from non-fundraising roles such as sales and business development to these type of roles?
Awesome question there. Hi, Catherine. How you doing? Happy Monday to you. Thank you for making time for joining this session. Really appreciate it. Catherine, the question is, how do you pivot from non-fundraising roles? It starts with skills, right? And here's the thing I'm going to give to you, Catherine, right now. If you go on to Bing or Google and you search for LinkedIn Pathfinder, put that in, put your name in, say, what are your goals in the next 6 months? Is it to find a new job? Yeah. Is it to gain new skills? Yes. Then what LinkedIn Pathfinder is going to do for you is it'll curate content specific to your objective. And then what it's going to do is give you a learning path. And you heard me say it earlier on, make time for learning, Catherine. Make time for learning. There's so much around us today that distracts us and, of course, takes our time. That's spending time. But right now, Catherine, I'm urging you to invest time in yourself, in gaining the skills. And I highlighted some of these skills. Some of these skills are hard skills being related to the industry or the sector, such as fundraising. Then next, show an interest in the industry. Make time to understand the industry or the sector or the cause specifically that you want to go and help. What's more, Catherine, join groups on LinkedIn. There's many groups there. And then as you transition, as you journey on this, I want you, as you read, as you learn, to share. Not only to add it to your profile as a certificate, share with the world what you learned about fundraising for education. Add your perspective. Start posting content on LinkedIn using those hashtags around fundraising, donor relations, universities, so that the world of work starts seeing your commitment around this area. You want to have a digital footprint, Catherine, that supports the skills that you've got, the skills that you've acquired recently in terms of learning, this industry knowledge you're building by following organizations and following like-minded professionals that are already fundraisers, that are already in the donor relations space. Own it. Tell your story. Your LinkedIn profile belongs to you, Catherine. Own that story, tell that story, and be consistent about it. 6 months. Let's do this. You've got this, Catherine. Next question, Marius.
Okay, next one is from Nelly, and I think you've covered a little bit already. What tools are available on LinkedIn to help attract the right candidates?
What tools are available on LinkedIn to help attract the right candidates? All right. Now, I love this question because here's the thing, folks. The tools that are available for us are, first of all, one, to make people aware of our organization. We need to tell our story. Who are we? Who are our leaders? What are our values? What is our culture? What does our work environment look like? Now, leading world class organizations do this by having a career page on LinkedIn. And of course, you've seen my associates that I said you can get in touch with. We will help you on that. You have a landing page on LinkedIn that highlights your leadership, that talks about your culture, your values, some of the benefits of working for you, some of the impact and results you're seeing. What's more, you have employee testimonials in telling that story. So we educate the world of work about ourselves. That's first. Number two, as an institution, we want to plan. We want to find this talent and we want to do it efficiently, quickly, and save money. Do more with less. How do we do that? We leverage LinkedIn's talent insights. LinkedIn's done the work for us. Where's this talent? What skill has it got? Who's hiring it? What educational background, experience, etc.? LinkedIn's done that work. So we use talent insights to inform us where to get that talent. Then we leverage two things: LinkedIn Recruiter and jobs. Jobs to publish our jobs and tell the world what opportunities we have. And then Recruiter to target and headhunt the best in class, to reach out to you, people like yourself, who have the skills, the experience, and who have been in roles that speak to what we're looking for. So, Nelly, I hope that answers your question and helps educate those who are watching online. Marius, next question.
Fantastic. Next question. These are great behavioral questions. Are there also learnings around any other do not ask type of questions that we should be aware of?
All right. I love that. I hope that question's coming in from a recruiter or is coming in from a hiring manager. Yes. At LinkedIn, one of the things that we pride ourselves with is not only having a great team of professionals, but also leveraging data and insights on what's working and what's not working. So, in terms of asking questions, we live in a sensitive world, as you know. So, what are the questions to ask? What are the questions to avoid? How can we, as recruiters and hiring managers, coach those who are sitting on interview panels so that they ask strategic questions and do not ask other questions that might take us into territories that we don't want to. Now, in terms of these questions, yes, we can provide you some of these. It comes through a partnership. So reach out to some of my contacts that you saw earlier on. Reach out to Marius, John, Nelly. Reach out to, of course, Crispin and myself, and we will help you in terms of some of the questions to ask and some of the questions not to ask. Marius, how are we doing? Is that it in terms of questions? I see we've had.
Last last one, Stuart. People like asking you questions.
I love
You're an infectious guy.
I love that, Marius.
Last
All right.
question. Would Recruiter or Talent Insights be able to give me sight of all the NGOs in South Africa so I can see who all the players are?
Let me make sure that I got that question again. Do you want to run it one more time so I can make sure I can answer you correctly, Marius?
Okay, so would Recruiter or Talent Insights be able to give me insight into all the NGOs in, say, South Africa? I'm translating a little bit here.
All
So I
right.
can see who all the players are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Talent Insights will not only show you all the NGOs, will not only show you all the universities, all the companies, all the government institutions and agencies. Talent Insights opens up the world of work for us. What's the world of work? Well, here's some numbers: 59 million companies, 900 million members, 11 million jobs, 120,000 academic institutions. Is that not enough data? I think it's more than enough data. So, Talent Insights opens this all up from a talent perspective and from an organizational perspective. So, great question there. Yes, that data is made available, but yes, it is still in compliance with GDPR, POPI, or what other regulatory compliances are out there today. So, yes, that data will be available. Marius, I definitely need to release people. I have been seeing people online. I want to give a special shout out to some of the people who joined in. Hey, Tunde, thank you for joining and, of course, for sharing these opportunities with your community. Hey, Shalom, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Marius, give some special shout out to some people here that I see joined our session. And, of course, Uh, we had
I'm
a
more, I'm
couple.
more excited about Clemencia, who's been a great, great contributor during the session.
Excellent, guys. Let's show some love here. It's digital, it's LinkedIn. This is the platform where we get to celebrate other professionals. So if you've got reactions on your phone right now, if you're watching on a phone or you're watching from your screen, give us a like, give us a hand clap. Feedback is a gift. Please give us some feedback, because this is the only way that we can improve. This is the only way we can bring conversations like this that help you as HR professionals, that help you as recruiters, that help you as job seekers. So please ensure to give us feedback. And of course, how else you can give us feedback is through the various contacts that are put up on screen. These are the people you can reach out to across the various regions. I thank you for your time. I thank you for joining us. And as a special bonus, if you click on that link, you're going to get access to, of course, how you build your LinkedIn profile. So you will get that as an extra gift to you. So scan that QR code that I showed you a little bit earlier on and learn how to build your LinkedIn profile. Thank you for the feedback that's coming in as we're closing out this call. Thank you very much for your comments. And of course, tell me what you learned today. Whatever you learned today, share it on LinkedIn. Tell that story today, because there's nothing that we shared today that is a secret. All that we shared today can help your community. It's time to shine, folks. It's time to shine as a recruiter. It's time to shine as an organization looking to bring in the best fundraisers, looking to bring in the best donor relations managers, and looking to engage the best community that can contribute and support our organization. It's time to shine as professionals. Thank you very much for joining me on this LinkedIn live stream. I can't wait to see some of the things that you'll be sharing on the platform about the stream and how you'll be helping out your community. If you're a recruiter, hiring manager, or in the donor relations or in fundraising, I'm looking forward to engaging with you one-on-one. Thank you very much. We'll play out now with a short video to help you see out the rest of today. It's time to shine. Bye.